All right, everyone. It looks like we've had a couple more people join us. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for spending some time of your Wednesday morning to come and visit us here at ICP DAS USA. Let's go ahead and get started. Today, we are talking about our cloud IoT software, IoT Star. So, again, welcome. Let's look at our agenda for today. I'm going to be giving you an overview of IoT and IIoT. Then we're going to talk about the benefits of IoT for industrial automation. We'll look at an example of IoT architecture. Then we'll talk about the benefits and features of our IoT Star software, followed by the main event, or what I consider the main event today, the live demo with our application engineer, Robert. So he's going to be walking you through the features of a demo that we of the IoT software that we have set up at our factory. And then, as always, we'll close out the session with our Q&A. I do ask that you hold your questions until the end, but if you think of something along the way, please feel free to type it into the Q&A box in your Zoom toolbar. And then we'll get to those questions at the end in a first-come, first-served fashion. So if this is your first time joining us, a little bit about us, about ICP DAS USA. ICP DAS was established in 1993. Our headquarters is located in Hsinchu, Taiwan. ICP DAS USA was launched in 2001 to support the North and South American markets. We have over 100 R&D engineers, and we work closely with them to add new features to our products, to develop new products, and to support our customers. Excuse me. Most of our products are RoHS compliant, which means they are lead-free. We have our ISO 9001 certification, which ensures we meet product statutory and regulatory requirements. We're also SGS certified in the UK, and we are a Windows embedded partner. So first, what is IoT? I'm going to assume that all of you have heard of IoT before, but I want you to leave here with a more functional definition. The problem with defining IoT is that it's more of a systems design philosophy than a set of specific components or technologies. When I think of IoT, for example, I think of wireless communication and cloud storage. The idea is that you have a bunch of machines or sensors that are all communicating with each other wirelessly, and all the feedback you get is sent to an off-site server that you host or rent. This conception of IoT makes it all seem expensive and opaque, but fortunately, those things that I just described are just technologies or techniques that are optional to any IoT system. The point of IoT, after all, is not to make things more complicated or more opaque, but to make them simple and transparent. And furthermore, you don't need a whole lot of special equipment to take advantage of IoT. The Internet of Things is any network of machines, sensors, controllers, and etc. that communicate with a server or servers without the need for constant supervision and intervention by your users. So the definition of IoT, or maybe more appropriately, the goal of the IoT is to create a platform where all the data you need is in one place and all the right people have access to that platform. The platform doesn't even have to be internet or cloud accessible. An IoT network can even be made using your internal network. So more specifically, what is IIoT? If you're watching this, you're probably a manufacturer, or you work in a lab, a chemical plant, or maybe you're managing a big office building or campus of buildings. In any of these scenarios, you probably already have a network of embedded sensors and controllers that gather data and run processes. This system might be managed wirelessly through Ethernet or serial communication, but none of this needs to be changed for you to integrate this into an IIoT system. It's possible to use gateways, converters, and routers to get the network you already have to communicate with a new IoT platform, thus integrating an older network with a new platform that captures data in real time and can also store large amounts of historical data, which can then be accessed by all the right users. Industrial IoT, then, is simply the application of IoT principles and technologies to industrial processes. So, another question that I ask myself when I'm thinking about IIoT is how IIoT differs from Scada. And the main difference is scale and time frame. A typical Scada system is concerned directly with controlling manufacturing processes and acquiring data directly related to that production process. So you should think of an IIoT platform as operating on the layer above Scada. IIoT is less concerned with the control of industrial processes and more concerned with integrating a wide array of sensors and equipment, collecting their data, and presenting that data in a human-readable manner that can then be accessed from a server. So then what are the benefits of industrial IoT? Like I said, it's operating on the layer above Scada to collect and present data. The goal of IIoT is to connect every machine in your factory onto one platform. The benefit is to go above and beyond things like start and stop status and production count. IIoT platforms provide enough storage space and processing power to collect metadata about your production processes, and that's where the real cost savings and benefits come in. A while back, a long while now, I gave a talk about OEE, or Overall Equipment Effectiveness, which is a formula that helps you find the bottlenecks in your production process, and it helps you smooth out the small inefficiencies that can drag your entire factory down. With an IIoT platform, you can easily connect the kind of sensors you need to monitor equipment performance and perform meta-analyses of your processes that will lead to increased efficiency. Further, IIoT puts your primary production data and performance metadata into the same platform where you can access historical data going back months and months. You can create graphs that show you when and how things are slowing down. A benefit of IIoT cloud functionality is that it makes all this data available and readable to anyone who needs it. IIoT makes horizontal integration between different organizations or departments within the same organization much easier by providing a common medium that everyone can use to understand data. So, IIoT makes it possible to integrate production process feedback with environmental data, power usage, machine status, operational data, and more. All the feedback you can imagine on one easy-to-use system. So let's take a look at an example of IIoT architecture. This comes from an application example using one of our OPC servers, the UA5231. This model is slightly out of date now, but it provides a good example of how you can incorporate different networks and communication methods into the IoT platform. This model comes with 4 serial ports to connect a wide variety of devices, and it uses its Ethernet interface to push data to Ethernet controllers as well as the cloud. It's also an MQTT client, so it integrates easily with popular IoT cloud platforms like Microsoft Azure, IBM Bluemix, and Amazon Web Services. But now I want to introduce you to our cloud IoT platform, IoT Star. IoT Star can be installed on a general PC platform as a private cloud management system for our WISE, PMC, and PMD controllers, or installed on the virtual machine platform of Microsoft Azure, IBM Bluemix, or Amazon AWS. as a public cloud management system for our WISE PMC and PMD controllers. In addition to providing remote maintenance and firmware updates for the connected controllers, IoT Star can also collect I/O channel data and power data from I/O modules or sensors and power meters connected to our IIoT controllers. And then it imports the data into the database to provide real-time status monitoring on the automation control and monitoring system. With IoT Star, users can access system settings in just a few clicks using a web page interface and perform remote access for status monitoring, system settings, and firmware updates. Users can also access sensor data operations for each IoT controller. Through its SQL database functions, IoT Star can be quickly integrated with cloud platforms, data analysis tools like Microsoft Power BI, Google Data Studio, or Scada systems to help users quickly build their cloud IoT system. IoT Star is designed to smooth over different network settings by providing a common platform. Users don't need to worry about the network environment of your WISE, PMC, and PMD controllers that are pictured on the slide. It doesn't matter whether the controller uses a static IP, dynamic IP, virtual IP, or physical IP. The user can perform the status monitoring, adjust settings, and update the firmware of the controllers through IoT Star's web interface. It can reduce the time and cost of personnel travel due to performing maintenance operations on your controllers. IoT Star's Sensor Data Service collects historical and real-time sensor data, or power data, from our WISE PMC and PMD controllers, and imports the data to your cloud database. The users can also modify the data in the database to change the status of digital output, analog output channels of the sensors connected to controllers by using SQL commands. And with the support of our SQL command interface, the sensor data stored by IoT Star can be connected easily with third-party data analysis tools like the aforementioned Microsoft Power BI, Google Data Studio, and Scada system, and also with ERP and MES systems. It can assist users to integrate the OT to integrate your OT and IT systems quickly and seamlessly, so that comprehensive and complete information regarding systems operations can be collected with ease. With the built-in standard web page interface of IoT Star, users can directly query and review the real-time or historical sensor data or power data collected from our IoT controllers. IoT Star also provides the IoT Star dashboard service package, which is the second picture there on the slide. Through the dashboard editor and a variety of widget components provided by IoT Star, users can quickly set up the dashboard page for real-time sensor data and power data collected from our IoT controllers according to your needs and review the operation status of your applications in real time. IoT Star features the IoT Star Report service, which provides statistic reporting services for sensors connected to our IoT controllers. By using IoT Star Report service, the data measured by the sensors can be converted into valuable statistical reports, so that the statistical reports of the operation status of the machines, equipment, and facilities monitored by the system can be provided as the basis for making decisions, avoiding biases and blind spots in decision-making. And your users are able to adjust the operation modes of the machines, equipment, and facilities to maximize the efficiency and health of your system. So I hope you have a good idea of the benefits and services provided by IoT Star. Now let's quickly look at an application. So this is a smart factory monitoring and maintenance application. To optimize production capacity in the factory, IoT Star provides two key services. It collects information from devices in the factory and provides real-time monitoring and adjusting of the settings of the devices in the factory. So IoT Star works with our PMC, those are our power meter data concentrators, and our WISE controllers, these are IoT gateways and controllers. IoT Star works with our WISE and PMC controllers to meet the two requirements that I stated before. And it brings the following benefits. So it allows you to collect information from the devices connected to the controllers. From collecting operational data to importing data to the cloud, IoT Star provides an easy-to-use browser interface that can get your IoT system running with little programming required. You can quickly integrate OT and IT systems via the SQL command interface to provide comprehensive and complete information of your devices. You can analyze the sensor data from the devices and take the corresponding action in advance to ensure stable operation. Real-time monitoring and adjusting of the settings of devices of the factory is provided through the web interface. And you can use the IoT Star dashboard service. You can use our IoT Star dashboard service to query and review the operating status of devices in real time. Finally, the IoT Star remote access service provides status monitoring, system settings adjustments, and firmware updates for all devices from anyone who has access to your cloud. So I hope that you have a good idea of what IoT is, how it can benefit your business, and an idea of some of the benefits and applications of our IoT Star software. Now I would like to give the floor over to Robert. Robert is one of our application engineers, and he's going to walk you through a live demo showing how the software works. So Robert, whenever you're ready, I'll go ahead and give you control.
Okay, thank you, Colin. Can you all hear me okay?
I can hear.
Okay, let's see on the screen right now. Let's see, or should be appearing any second now. You should see our IoT Star software page on our factory site. Luckily, they have a live demo set up with IoT's hardware and software so that you can test drive the IoT Star platform prior to purchasing. IoT Star is our software package for remote monitoring and management of our WISE, PMC, and PMD controllers, and it can be installed on a local platform within your own network, or it can be installed on the public platforms like Bluemix, Azure, and IWS in a virtual machine. Let's get into the demo. So let's see, it's hosted on our IoT Star page, and it's in the live demo section. And just click here, and it will take you to the live demo. This is what the platform looks like when you first log in, or I'm sorry, with this demo. You can, of course, add your own modules and configuration once you purchase the software. The device management section, this allows you to remotely monitor and create the configuration for the individual module. So for our PMC module, you can log into the physical module. This is similar to what you would do when configuring the module, except this is done through the IoT Star platform. So you can log into the module, read the IO channel statuses, read the power factors, and configure the module. And that's done through the device maintenance a tab. And then under here, the dashboard service, which is an additional service or add-on service that you must purchase. You use the widgets to create essentially an operator interface where you can view the different sensors and pertinent information based on what you prefer. So use our widgets to create screens like this where you can use the cameras, you can use the graphics, you can use the alarm widgets to create a screen like this and navigate through them using the drop-down box right here. Okay, you can view real-time data for your PMC, PMD, and WISE controllers through this interface through the real-time IO data. So for instance, right here, we can view the DL302's analog input data. Let's see, the data will show up, and it, of course, is live. So it starts off at the right and slowly updates as the sampling period progresses. This one, of course, I guess has nothing connected at this moment or is reading a static value, but this is just an example. So if you selected a different channel, you'd see different data. Let's see, for power meters, it would be this particular tab where you can view the power factors, voltages, current, the different parameters for the power meters and power meters with displays. And you could view historical IO channel data using this tab. You select the module and select your channel and, or I'm sorry, device, then the channel. So for instance, 7018Z, you could view the analog input value of channel 0 here. Looks like it might be offline right now, but well, actually, I'm sorry, this is historical data, so nothing is logged for this one. But for power meters, you can do the same thing. Again, the PMD is just a power meter with a display, so they're both classified under power meters. The report services is also an add-on feature that you can purchase. That's for reporting and creating your own templates and report tables. The video event data. This is if you have cameras connected to the IoT platform, you could view the camera data through here simply by selecting the date and the camera that you select. Right here, I just showed they have one camera, but you can see the different days. Nothing exciting really happening, but it's just these are events captured. If you had like equipment connected to it where you wanted to see the status of the machine or something, you could do that through this particular platform. And the IO channels, this is just the groupings. So you can create different groups of channels. And the power meter loops, same thing. You can create different groups for individual machinery or individual maybe locations. The account maintenance is just where you set the password and create your link to your bot services, or if you choose to use the Line app, you can also create your connection to that. That's not very popular in the US, so we don't promote it too much, but it is an option if you choose to or are familiar with it. The event list is more like an alarm list where you just can tell when people connect to it, where they connect from, and view changes that have happened, historical log essentially. And the database, which is an add-on feature as well. You can create the different databases and modify the data within the tables. Let's see, it's actually shown, I believe. Oh, this is actually the dashboard service. Some of the widgets that you can use. You can get creative if you want, but there's several icons and widgets that you can use to create your own dashboard. And then let's go back one. The report services here. And this one just shows you the different types of reports that you can create. Colin in his presentation also had some screenshots, but this is just some additional examples and what we have on the product page itself. And from there, we go into our Q&A section. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask them now. If you choose to ask it live, we can unmute you if you'd like. Please raise your hand. I do see some questions in the Q&A box.
We have a few in the Q&A box